Hey, what's up you guys? It's Simon. So as you can see, we're going to be doing another sketchbook tour, but it's a little bit different. This time we're going through sketchbooks of mine that are very, very old. We're going to be going from like oldest to newest in that order. And the first one that we have is my sketchbook. I almost said my yearbook, my sketchbook from freshman year of high school, and there are some bad drawings in here. I'm not going to go through every single sketchbook because there are 3 to get through, but also because a lot of the pages in my older sketchbook have been like OCs that I don't really want to share publicly, or stuff that my husband also drew, so just generally stuff that's like kind of private. So I've marked off all of the pages that I can show you guys, and will be showing you all of what I think are the highlights of all of these sketchbooks. And most of these sketchbooks are pretty empty for the most part anyway, so you guys aren't missing too much. So this first one that we have is actually not this, it's this. I don't know if you guys can see it that well, but these are some very horrible, awful self-portraits for like a mosaic that we were supposed to be creating, but that was also a self-portrait. I ended up going out with this one, and it's not good. I don't know what possessed me to think that these were like super good, but they're clearly very not. And then I tried to do line art on this one. It just looks like a hot mess. So there is that one. The next one that we have is on this page right here. Nope, not quite here, right here. So this one is clearly a human version of Carcat from Homestuck, and I did this with Prismacolors. Prismacolors are so expensive, and I used them to make this god-awful Carcat design that's like super basic, not very well thought out. I'm in a little Gamsy doodle courtesy of my husband, but it certainly is not the best drawing in the entire world, although I do kind of like the colors that I used. This next one is kind of hard to get to. I drew so much Attack on Titan fan art in this sketchbook, despite not really watching Attack on Titan. I watched, I think, like the first season, but I didn't, like, I got like what I would consider to be like into it, but I didn't actually watch the anime. I just got really invested in Eren and Armin for some reason, so there's that. There's a lot of these horrible Armin doodles in here, but I didn't want to flood you guys with Armin. So this next one was for Inktober, but it was also technically a redraw. I wish I had the image that it was based off of. I know it's somewhere on my Tumblr, but I have not been able to find it recently. So this was a redraw. The original was so much worse. I can show, I'll try to do like a little doodle of what it used to look like. It was something like this. And I'm having trouble because I know it was super bad, but I can't like force myself to draw like I did when I was a kid anymore. But here she had like just a straight line for the bottom of her dress. It looked something like this, but like way worse. So it definitely was an interesting drawing, so I decided to redo it because I was like, well, it's kind of a cool concept, I guess, for like a 6-year-old. So I tried my best to do it that way. And then I think we have one more in here somewhere. I flipped this upside down and all the way around, so it was really hard for me to mark things off. Maybe I didn't. I think that was it. There was just a lot of Hetalia drawings for the rest of them. So there's that one. And now let's go through this one. So this one, I believe was my senior, maybe junior year, but I'm pretty sure it was my senior year of high school. The bottom one is also my senior year of high school, but it leads into my first year out of high school. So we're going to be doing that one towards the end. So this first one, having trouble getting to it because my tape idea did not work very well. Okay, so this first one is a set of a couple actually, and these were just sort of concepts for what would have been my concentration because I was in AP art. Obviously if you've ever had an AP art class before, you have like a breadth and a concentration, and your concentration is essentially like you pick a theme and you create a couple drawings based off that theme, and mine was phobias that I considered to be somewhat strange. So like having like a fear of scratches, a fear of your own heart, a fear of red lights, of the color yellow, of the number 13. What else did I have? Of clowns. Clowns is normal, but actually it wasn't clowns. It was balloons. That makes more sense. It was a fear of balloons. String, hospitals are also kind of normal. Nosebleeds, stuff like that. And the way that I determined how I wanted to illustrate these was like sort of put people who, you know, wouldn't really make too much sense to have that phobia. So like for fear of popping balloons, it was a clown, obviously, because clowns deal a lot with balloons. Having a nurse who's afraid of hospitals, a jock who's afraid of nosebleeds, a slime girl who's afraid of slime, stuff like that. And then I did the color yellow, and I had a boy that was based purely on the color blue because blue and yellow are complementary colors, so I thought it would be interesting to have that sort of contrast. And yeah, I had one for noise, but I got rid of that very quickly because I couldn't figure anything out. And then I had teeth as well, but as soon as I drew a tooth, I was like, yeah, no, that is not happening. So what is our next one? Oh yes, this very, very bad drawing of Simon. So obviously by now you'd better know that everything about me is based off of the character Simon from Lord of the Flies. So I drew him a lot ever since my freshman year of high school. Well, maybe not my freshman year. It was probably towards the end of my freshman year because clearly I had whatever obsession I had going on with Armin, but I started drawing Simon a lot all throughout my years in high school, and for some reason I drew this and was like, he looks like Dora, but the colors are cute. No, they're not. This is not a good look. Like, the concept of like purple and yellow, fine, but like bright yellow with like this bright pinkish purple, not good. I could have gone with like a lavender or like a gray purple or like a dark purple, but no, yes, bright purple with bright yellow. That looks great. I am kind of proud of the pose and the guitar. His face looks a little busted. Let me see if I can bring him towards you guys. Yeah, his face does look a little bit busted, but overall, it's not the ugliest drawing I've ever made. So I think that actually might be it for this sketchbook because a lot of this was stuff that my husband did with me. So the next and final one is my sketchbook from, like I said, it was like towards the end of my senior year, and it was also towards the beginning of everything that I ever did on Instagram. So let me just try it. I just pulled it out. The first drawing we have on here is Kent Parsons from, if you guys have read OMG Check Please, like finish it because like it's amazing. No spoilers, but it's very, very good, and somebody gets engaged at the end, so it's really good. I won't say who, but it's amazing. So Check Please is basically this comic about this character. His name's Eric Biddle. He's like a baker slash like vlogger or whatever, but he also plays hockey in college, and he gets put on this team with this dude that like seems like a total jerk, and then they all end up being like super best friends, and it's great. Everything about it is amazing, and I would highly recommend that you read it. It's got really good plots. It's really well drawn. It's just everything about the comic is amazing. I've read every single chapter, page, whatever you want to call it, and it's amazing, and I really enjoy it. I hate Kent though. Hate him a lot, but I drew him for some reason. I think it's, oh yes, so it was like a challenge. I don't know if it was like a 30-day challenge. I'm trying to yeah, it was a 30-day challenge, and day 6 was draw something you dislike. So obviously I drew Kent because I very much dislike that boy. The next one that I have is just this ugly little drawing of Tipper. I don't know what I was going for here, but it's not good. I can tell this is supposed to be Bill, but he's too wide at the bottom, so I don't know what I was going for, but I don't like it. So there's that. This was an OC that I did dirty because I drew him the once and then never again. His name is Tate. I think he's a fairy. He is a fairy. He's based off of a succulent, like an Echeveria, but like one of those pretty blue and purple ones. And he's a super cute character, but he really needs a redesign. This was it says 5/26, so I would have been fresh out of high school, like literally days out of high school. Don't know what exactly. Is this Peter Pan? Oh my god, this is Peter Pan. I thought this was Link. And then I saw, so this is one drawing of my husband's I will include. This is Rufio, I think. So I saw that Rufio and I was like, wait a minute. He said bot? Wait, that's Peter Pan. So yeah, that's Peter Pan. Don't know why I drew that. I really don't know why I drew that. That's interesting. Anyway, so this is like fresh out of high school, like literally days out of high school that I created these images. So they're pretty old, about 3 years now, going on 4 next year. So that's crazy. This redraw you guys might have seen on my Instagram. I don't know if I ever actually posted this, but you guys saw in my DeviantArt video I had that Femme Canada that I drew like way at the beginning of my DeviantArt days, and I've redrawn it a couple times now. So there was this one and then I redrew it digitally, I believe. So I've got a couple of redraws of that on my Instagram. And like I said in that video, it was the first piece of digital art that I ever made, so it is kind of important to me, and I do tend to redraw it quite often just because I like seeing the improvement based on that. This one I think was just a little like color study, or not color study actually. I think I got a couple new markers. It was E000, this BV31, I think this is BG72, and I for the life of me don't know what color this pink is actually. Let me see if I can keep on my swatch chart, because I literally have no idea what color that is. Maybe R85? I literally don't know. I have no idea what color this is. But I got some new Copic markers and decided to make an illustration using only those markers. So thought that was a little interesting. I cannot remember what exactly this was for. I think my husband had me draw like some prompt or aesthetic generator, and he was helping me with like the designs or something, but yeah, they're interesting. I hate this drawing more than anything. So this is Jack Merdue, another character from Lord of the Flies. I drew him sometimes, but I thought it was funny. I had this idea in my head because the fandom always draws Jack as like this arson obsessed character. But if you've read Lord of the Flies, you would know that the last thing that Jack can do is keep a fire lit. So I was like, why do we always draw him lighting fires when that's the one thing that he couldn't do? Except for when he lit, spoilers, if you're a freshman and you know you're gonna read this, skip ahead like 3 seconds. Jack sets the whole island on fire. He's a moron. Anyway, so why do we always draw him as an arsonist? Because even when he lit the island on fire, that wasn't, well, it kind of was a little bit on purpose, but mostly wasn't on purpose. So I just think it's really interesting that we always draw him being obsessed with fire when he can literally not make fires for the life of him. So there's that. These are stuff from my Instagram. So you guys, if you go all the way back to the beginning of my Instagram, because these were in 2017, this specific one was from Draw with Jazza. Has like this app that gives you prompts, and I don't remember what the prompt was, but I remember using it to create this image, and I thought it was super cute. The rest of these are gonna be definitely on my Instagram. This was like a couple of doodles. I tried to make Simon as like a wizard at Hogwarts, and I still want to do that concept. I want to draw all of the Lord of the Flies boys with their Hogwarts houses and things like that, because I think that would be super fun. Ralph is a Slytherin, fight me on that. But there's also this Link in Zelda that I've been wanting to redraw for so long, because I draw Link way different now. I also draw Zelda way different now, but I just think they're really cute. This was probably shortly after I got into Breath of the Wild. I think I got into it my senior year as well, and I was obsessed with that game. I used to tell my friends not to talk about Zelda around me, especially at school, because the minute I heard anything about Zelda, I'd just go off, but also I'd have this irresistible urge to play Breath of the Wild, and it was annoying because like I'd be scrolling through Tumblr, you know, because I multitasked very well in high school, so I'd be on Tumblr and doing my homework at the same time and happen to see something Zelda related and be like, please finish your homework before you turn on the game, and then I'd turn on the game. I like physically could not keep myself from not playing Breath of the Wild. And it's still somewhat like that to this day. If I think about it really hard, I will turn it on and play, but because I've beat it in almost every way possible, I'm now just sat here waiting desperately for the sequel, which is going to be coming out soon, so I'm very excited for that. This was, I don't know why I drew this. This is actually a digital illustration, but this was the sketch for the concept. I think this is the name of the person who told me to draw it. I'm not 100% sure what that's supposed to be. I know it's somebody's URL. I don't know if it's Tumblr. I don't know if it's Instagram. I don't know what it is. But basically I got the idea to draw like a cat girl doing the ooh face. So that's what I did. It's super far back on my Instagram. This was a New Leaf sort of fan art that I did, but these are tattoo designs that I wanted. So this is actually a tattoo I already have. If you guys don't know, I have a tattoo. I've had a couple of you ask me kind of recently as I've been doing premieres. You'll kind of notice that I have a tattoo. So yeah, I've had this for the entirety that I've had my channel. I actually got it when I turned 18 in 2017, obviously. And I want to get this stupid flower covered up so bad. So the story behind my tattoo is obviously I have big mad anxiety, if you guys haven't already known that about me. I'm a very anxious person, and I have literally set myself into like some very bad panic attacks. And I just have trouble reminding myself to breathe, so I thought I would get a tattoo that is something that I can, like, you know, look down at when I'm having a panic attack or like some sort of anxiety and be like, you know what, just chill, relax. And I put a daisy underneath it because I was born in April, and daisies are April's flower, I suppose. And it's bad because I went into a shop with no appointment because I didn't know anything about getting a tattoo. I just really wanted a tattoo as soon as I turned 18. And so they pulled up some clip art on the spot, and I was like, you know what, yeah, that's great, sure, let's do that. And now I hate it. So I'm gonna get it covered up with moon phases. So I'm gonna start with the new moon right here, so we can just fill it in with a black circle, and then continue on down from there. So very excited about that. Don't know when that's gonna happen, but I'm about to have one really big tattoo. I'm very excited. But these are also some other ideas I had. I was born in 1999, and I've seen some of those like established whatever year tattoos for some people. I might get it done on this wrist, like this way, because I think that would be really cool. Haven't done it yet. Obviously, I have to have the money for the tattoos. But that's an idea I had. I wanted to get a semicolon for obvious reasons. You know, mental health is really important. I've had a lot of friends that deal with like depression and things like that. So it's just, you know, a relatively important symbol for me. And then a conch shell, because Lord of the Flies. So I've yet to get that tattoo, but it is on my wish list. I also really want to get a tattoo of the unison sign from Naruto. It's like the little fingers crossed thingy. I don't really know how to do it because it's like you have to, it's two people that have to do it, so I don't know how to show it properly. But I really want to get it. Specifically, I want to get an outline of Sasuke and Naruto's hands doing the unison sign on like my back or something, maybe. I don't know, maybe on my thigh. I haven't decided where I'm gonna put it yet, but I really want that because y'all know Naruto's super important to me, has been ever since I was a little baby child. So there's some tattoos. This I think is supposed to be from Inktober, so I wanted to get this like new ink. I think it's still sticky. 3 years later, this is still sticky. This is like some kind of like India ink, I think, and I got a green one because again, it's Inktober, so I wanted to do spooky colors. I wanted to do like green, orange, and purple exclusively for that Inktober, and then I ended up not even doing Inktober. I did it for like 3 days and was like, you know what? I'm done. I can't do this. But in 2018, I managed, or was it 2018 or 2019? It was 2019. I managed to do every single day of Inktober, planning on going back to every single day posting when Inktober starts. on Instagram, obviously, and there will be some Inktober videos that come out on YouTube as well, so hopefully those come out and are nice. I'm very excited about those. Anyways, that's about a month away, so this is the final illustration. This was also for the 30-day challenge, I suppose, and it said to draw something yellow, so I just drew this little gal, and my husband told me once that she looked like somebody, but I can't remember who he said she looked like. So I don't know, but I do like her outfit. I thought it was really cute. I really love this blue. It is now dead because I used it so often. But yeah, I just wanted to draw, obviously, something like cutesy. I drew cute girls all the time. I still do. Been trying to branch out a little bit more. I also did this thing where I'd always cap it off at the thighs. Still do that as well. Working on doing full bodies, I'm just very bad at it. I think one thing that does not help is like canvas sizing. When I work digitally, I always make my canvases really weird sizes so that I'm having to squish proportions, and that certainly doesn't help, but I am trying to push myself a little bit more. So yeah, there are a ton of my old sketchbooks. I hope that you guys enjoyed them. I know I enjoyed looking back at all of my old art, as I tend to do. It's a really good thing to do if you're feeling down about where you are right now, because you'll see in all of your older art how much you've grown. So if you're struggling with your style and your art right now, I would highly recommend checking out some of your old art. If you have it, maybe do a redraw or something. It can be really helpful. But yeah, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment down below letting me know maybe what was your favorite piece in these sketchbooks. Also, I want to give a big shout out to my patrons Elise Thompson, Duran, and Mandy. Thank you guys so much for supporting me every single month. You guys are the best. If you want to get a shout out alongside awesome people like Elise, Duran, and Mandy, be sure to check out the Patreon. It will be linked down in the description. You guys can get a ton of cool rewards like Etsy shop discounts, commission discounts, wallpapers, coloring pages, all sorts of awesome stuff. So if that's something that interests you, be sure to check it out. It'll be linked, like I said, down in the description. I love you guys so much, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.